Well, for the Grand Marshal's Award, I'm Alan Taylor, and this is the Grand Marshal Car Show. Dick Wendt joining us. Dick, how you doing, man?
Good, Alan.
He's one of our runner-up, too.
Well, it's a pleasure to be associated. We're totally shocked.
Yeah. Well, how do you like this theater? This is the Grand Theater here at the Grand Sierra Resort in Reno for Hot August nights. And this is, our group of cars is a special group of cars that I handpicked for the best of show. But I want to hear your story about this truck. It's a 40 Chevy, but it's not any regular 40 Chevy pickup. He's a landscape company, and so he's lived his life in trucks, I guess, right?
That's true, yeah.
And you had to have something a little special. We'll talk about it from the frame up.
Right. Well, when we bought it, it was a ranch truck. It had been beat up and whatnot, and it's what I wanted to drive around town.
Right.
And little by little, as we're enjoying the truck, it had the original suspension, bias-ply tires.
Nasty little anemic six-cylinder engine.
Yeah, well, actually, it did have a 327 in it.
Oh, so when you got it, already had big transplant.
That's what got me off track.
Right.
I would have stayed with a 6, but we all harken back to those hot rod days.
Well, and it looks like a stock truck.
Yeah.
But I mean, I said from the frame up, even the frame you guys changed.
Yeah. No, we really, the only thing that's original is the fenders and the cab. I did find another original hood. The bed came from Chevys of the 40s, but it's original style. But the frame is from Art Morrison.
Wow. Explain what that means for people that don't know.
Okay, well, Art Morrison's in Seattle. He builds among the finest custom frames, and it comes with Willwood disc brakes, rack and pinion, power steering. We've got a Ford 9-inch rear end.
So it's kind of a rolling chassis.
Right, rolling chassis, C5 front suspension, 4-link rear suspension, coilover shocks.
What was that, about 15 grand out the door?
Yes, right.
Just for the frame and chassis. Well,
right.
But that makes your job a whole lot easier when you're restoring a truck. Because if you want to drive this thing daily, now you've got something that has comfort, style, safety.
There's no challenge with confidence. If you take an old run, and my buddies have done that, they box them up and they strengthen them and they do this and they do that. This just kind of takes all that out of the equation. The equation, and you're solid to start with. Then we put a crate engine from Connell Chevrolet in Costa Mesa, a 383 stroker, ZZ 383 it's called, 440 foot-pounds with a carburetor. We put ramjet fuel injection on it. Torque curve starts at 2,000 RPM. You've got 400 foot-pounds. It's an unbelievable torquing motor.
In an old pickup truck,
right? And then to take advantage of that torque, we put a 6-speed Tremec in it.
Oh.
And then I went from 379 gears.
Well, you probably got to have, what, 30, 40, 50 grand in this?
Times what?
Times 3.
Close, yeah.
Wow. You have built a truck that is the state-of-the-art, best technology that today has to offer.
Right.
But it still looks like a cool old cruiser.
Right. Yeah, we'll probably be taking it to North Carolina for Thanksgiving to visit my wife's sister.
Trailering it or driving?
No, we drive it.
Oh,
we drove it here. We drove it 300 miles to come to this show.
Yeah, that's great. What's in the back? Some sort of a wooden toolbox?
Yeah,
what is that?
Yeah, well, we're all used to extended cabs, if not 4-door pickups. And all of a sudden you're back in one of these, and there's no place to
put your stuff.
Yeah, or your coffee cup either.
Yeah.
So we built a toolbox for the back that I've done a little bit of woodwork.
Well, the woodwork on this truck is beautiful too.
Thank you.
And I saw you were doing it.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, that was out of my shop. But you got to have tools. Stuff's going to happen.
You got a few Craftsman toolboxes?
Well, as we discussed earlier, I bought my first Craftsman tools. I was 12 years old. My paper up money. And $84, mail order from Sears. And I used those tools, expanded a little bit, but they were stolen from me in the 70s. And I went back to Sears immediately, and it was $450 for the same tools I bought.
That's the difference between 1950s and 1970s, right?
Yeah.
They're probably less expensive today.
Yeah.
And they have so many different varieties,
Right.
It's a great thing. Well, listen, your truck is absolutely beautiful. We're glad you're here,
Well,
part
thank
of
you.
our Grand Marshal Award series here.
My pleasure. I'm honored.
We love the fact that we have such a great selection of interesting vehicles. And when we saw your truck, we thought it's got to be here.
That's nice. I appreciate it.
There you go. Dick Wendt, everybody. He is from Central California. This is the Grand Marshal Car Show, and we're thankful for Craftsman because they are the ones that are putting this whole thing together, and the awards that you may get are going to come right from them. I'm Alan Taylor. There's more.